What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at the best 500k and a million coin squad in FIFA 23. So we're going to start straight in with the 500k. We're going to go through all of them and then I'll show you the team. We have got Mignan as the keeper for this guy. There is, I think this one's coming in at the moment at 478 or 520 on the PC. So it is give or take. I feel like there is a lot of different variations this year, which obviously does lead to different teams. If you want to see more of these, let me know down below with the comments. And also if there's a different sort of budget, if you're looking at 2 mil, 750, 500, $1.5 million, 2 mil, let me know down below and we can also make a video based around them. So Mignan is in net. We then go into Walker. We are playing a 4-3-3 standard, so it is very midfielder orientated. Walker, incredible player, most definitely deserved in pretty much most of the teams. Very quick, very good on the defense with either a shadow or an anchor, and definitely one that needs to be somewhere in the team. We then have Varane. Again, not bad this year. I feel like last year probably was that little bit better going into December, but most definitely not one to go over right now. We've had him for quite some time, and I can imagine it will be a while till we get rid of him. Another one who is incredible as a gold, and you have got a further upgrade that you can go with. Tomore Gold is still a cracking centre-back. And the best thing is he links to obviously the goalie who's AC Milan and also the left-back who is Theo Hernandez. Again, one that is incredible with an upgrade as well. You can obviously get his inform, which is an 86. And there's also a outer position, which is, I think, a left wing. So whether you'd want that personally, it's had a big upgrade on the shooting rather than necessarily the defending. And then we move on to Bentancur, the first midfielder, an inform that is really cheap. I think he was about 20 to 30k, which is absolutely crazy for a Prem 86. The 4-star, 5-star works really well. 6'2", so he's a big old unit in that midfield. Medium, which isn't the greatest, but I've gone with a midfield that is very balanced for defense and attack, but one really good CDM that a lot of people probably haven't thought about, who has been upgraded recently. Bentancur, though, defending stats are good, great physicals, good passing, not necessarily on the shooting, but we'll leave that for the strikers. And the defender, or at least CDM, that we'll go for is Brozovic, a 3-star, 4-star, 5'11 medium. He has been upgraded to 90 rated for this Path to Glory, and he looks like an absolute monster with a shadow. I believe he gets 87 pace and then like 90 something defending. A very decent CDM that you can get. I think it's a 93 overall for about 90,000 coins. And obviously we're going Serie A as well with Path to Glory Milinkovic Savic. Again, another big old unit. I think 6'3", 6'2", and 5'11 in that midfield. And funnily enough, the smallest player has got the best defense. But in general, this guy is an absolute bully in the midfield. I've been playing against him a lot more recently, as I've seen a lot more people with Serie A teams. And honestly, he is an absolute nightmare to get past. If you can't pass it around him, he will body you off the ball. And then we have the right wing that is going to be out of position Reach James. Honestly, I thought the same as you're probably thinking right now, but honestly, he was actually a really nice player to play against. He has dropped down in price as well, but very quick on the ball. Hasn't really got the defending because obviously he is now an attacking player with this out of position, but he still holds some very key stats in that right wing. More of an assisting player, didn't really have too much to go with his shooting, but definitely one to actually look at. And then we look at the striker who's going to be keen. Player of the month, or you could go for his inform if you want a little bit cheaper. Again, this guy is just built for strength. 95 strength on the base, head and accuracy's there. He's 6 foot, 4-star, 4-star. We have got flair as his only trait, and he has got 92 pace. Again, a very annoying player in that striking role because he just seems to brush off every single defender, and I don't get how, but he just does it. And then finally for this team, we have got Rafael Leao, who has a player of the month as an upgrade if you want, but that's coming in at 217, whereas this player is coming in at 50. So for me, I think that is definitely more bang for your buck. A 4-star, 4-star, a very tall team, to be honest. We've got what, 6'2", 6 foot, 5'10", 5'11", 6'3", 6'2", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'3", 6 foot, and 6'3". So I think the smallest player is going to be 5'10" at Reece James and 5'11" at Brozovic. A very tall team, and that's going to be our basic. We're going to put him there. That is personally how I would line up. I think it's a very nice sort of team that you can go for. And like I say, for 500k, that's not bad. If you're looking for coins, coaching, boosting service, head over to skycoach.gg. go into your order now. Make sure that you hit the promotional code, type in JT, and get yourself 10% off any services on skycoach.gg. And then we move into the million coin team. We've gone for a different formation with this one, a balanced 4-4-2, very much what I personally play. Edison and net always does me a good service. You could go Allison, you could go Courtois as well, depending on your budget in terms of going a little bit over. But Edison's my one. We then have another feature of Walker again. As you can tell, I rate him very, very highly. And this time, sitting next to him is going to be the best gold card in the game for a centre-back, and that is going to be Big Verge. You can't argue with him. You just take it. Verge is incredible. And sitting next to him, obviously, has to be Varane. Them two together are absolutely lethal. The pace is great. The physicality is great between the two, as well as the defending. It works really, really well. And then again, another kind of suited player, Ferland Mendy, is for an 83 and the past few years is just an unbelievable gold card for many months into the game, and there's literally nothing anybody can do about it. He normally doesn't get a inform or special for months, normally months. For birthday, footies even was before as well. We just don't see an upgrade, and that's purely because the gold card is just fantastic. Then we have a Dembele, again very nice on the right mid. I personally like my right mids to be very quick but have the agility as well, because I do want them pushing back slightly. I don't need them defending, but definitely on the work to get the ball out and having quick turning, great feet. Obviously the 5-star always going to help in this one, but Dembele is coming in at a whopping 140, which I think is an absolute steal for this card. If he does manage to get a team of the season, you know that card is going to be millions. But again, a very, very top end player you can get. Leads us to our two centre mids, which is going to be Tchouaméni and also Modric, road to the World Cup. Both expensive-ish. Modric coming in over the 200, which is quite expensive for a midfielder, and it depends on how you want to use him. Tchouaméni at the minute is playing Kessie with my team, but I am finding that I've got a very blocky sort of midfield, so we are bringing in Modric in the next couple of days to really get him worked in and have that passing outlet. He's got the dribbling, he will have the pace obviously with a Hunter, Shadow or Catalyst, and then he will be able to kind of get them balls through to my wingers and also to my strikers. Outside of the foot, good pace, well, solid pace-ish, and then we have great dribbling and passing is the main attributes. With Tchouaméni, obviously the anchor is where you go with him. Good pace, great defending, great physical. It's got a bit of dribbling, good amount of passing as well at 1989. So for me, them two are a cracking Real Madrid pairing, which takes us into another Real Madrid player, which is Vinny, and that's purely for the fact that Vinny's coming in at about 40,000 coins for a 5-star, 4-star with a cracking dribble on him. You cannot argue. A brilliant card to get into your team. 95 pace, obviously does have a path to glory, which you could get, but it is 3.7 million coins. This isn't a million coin squad. I don't think you need to be looking at these videos if you've got 3.5 million spare. But obviously, dribbling-wise, it's fantastic. He naturally is just a very good player on this game. And that leads us into our strikers. And one that you probably didn't think was going to be here, an SBC. Depay is still available. That is why I've included him in this one. And honestly, he is a fantastic striker with the ability to go into a wing as well. So if you preferred maybe Dembele going into the right mid, into the striker, then you could swap them over and he would definitely do a service there. Obviously, he does have cam centre forward and left wing as alternative positions if you wanted to start him somewhere else and bring in somebody else to go into another player's spot. That is, again, another option that you can go with him. But I was really impressed with him. I felt like he did an absolute job. From what I've seen around kind of YouTube at the moment, he's definitely been on the positive vibe. Plus, he's coming in at 100k, which is relatively cheap. And finally, the striker that's got an upgrade, it's going to be Nunez. Maybe not necessarily as good as when he was with the, prior to the patch, but most definitely not to be messed with. This card looks absolutely fantastic now. 6'1", great pace, good shooting, physicality's on point, the dribbling's there. The only thing we need with him is a boost on that 3-star. We get that, this card turns into an absolute monster. And honestly, I think everything about him is brilliant. His strength is always good on the ball. He's very quick to get to the ball. Finishing will be fantastic with a finisher on him. Honestly, this card has got no bad qualities whatsoever. If we just go to Nunez to find out what he gets with a finisher on him, because I think that has got to be the way to go for him. Obviously, he is controlled all the way through, but he'd have 94 pace, 93 shooting, passing a little bit lower, 93 dribbling, and 91 physicality. That is a card and a half that turns into a 93 rated striker overall. That is absolutely mental and definitely worth a look in. And at the moment, he's a little bit on the inflated side, and he's coming in at 140. You get him any cheaper than 120, 110, you've got an absolute deal on your hands. Let me know down below what you think about these squads. Like I say, if you want to see different budgets, then put them down in the comment section below. Let me know any changes you'd like to make, and if there's any specific formations that you'd also like to see next time. But for that, make sure you like and subscribe.